The 2025 Dutch WorldSBK is done and dusted, and we have a new winner. The first round was of course being clean swept by Nico Bulega, and then the second round, Toprak just clean sweeping the whole Portuguese round. Coming to the third round, actually race 1 was won by Nico, Superpole race was won by Toprak, and then the race in race 2, plot twist happened. Andrea Locatelli, finally a race winner in his 5th season in the category. We have a lot of things to talk now, and let's just get into it. Magic Super Concession, that is just the 3 words that I want to say. I mean, Yamaha have been granted a super concession and they chose to change the chassis just as BMW last season. Yes, you heard me right. So one of the key reasons why BMW was so good last year, being able to win 13 races in a row, was also because they were using the super concession chassis. It was a special chassis near a prototype spec, not a really like something that you can find on the street. Yamaha, being one of the manufacturers that haven't won anything for the past 1 year, they got that super concession and they utilize it to the maximum. They changed the chassis from the Portuguese round, and we can already see that Andrea Locatelli worked his magic, finishing in 3rd, and then adding it with another two top 5 finishes in the Superpole race and in race 2. At Assen, he stepped up. He finished a strong P2 in race 1, being able to fight Nico of course only just in the first lap. He was then being smoked by Nico by like 7 seconds, I think. But the point is that Loca made that bike work. It is not something that Remy or Domi can do. They both got the same chassis. They both got the super concession chassis as well, but the one that maximized it the most was Locatelli. In race 2, Loca was sitting in a firm 2nd place. 11 laps to go when Nico, starting from P10, charging his way all the way up to P1. By lap 11, when Nico was leading, I was already okay. It's settled. Nico will win this one, and I was pretty sure that that Loca will finish in 2nd. But then disaster struck. Nico Bulega, another technical failure, just as a few hours earlier in the Superpole race. Yes, he retired in the Superpole race as well due to technical problem, mechanical failure, whatever you want to call it. The point is, this is not luck from Locatelli. One of the key reasons a rider can become a world champion is by staying on the bike, to utilize whenever others either made a mistake or having a bad luck. He was there to pick up the pieces. That is one of the most essential aspect to being a world champion. But I'm not saying just yet that Andrea Locatelli is a world superbike champion material. Not to that context yet. Well, he was the world SSP champion back in 2020, and that's also able to winning. I even forgot. I think it was more than 10 in a row that Loca won. He destroyed the competition back in 2020, and that's absolutely what made Yamaha convinced to bring this boy or straight to the factory team in 2021 to partner Toprak. He just watched Toprak winning those races throughout their 3 seasons together, 21, 22, 23. Even Toprak got the world title in 21. Toprak got runner-up for 22 and 23. And all those time, Loca was just sitting there watching Toprak getting all the glory. Not even a single race that Loca won throughout their stints together. This is genuinely his first victory, and boy, I am so happy for the man. This is just simply another wizardry from both Loca and Yamaha, because let's not forget that Yamaha played a big role in this super concession to change the chassis to, well, we know that Yamaha, they are really good in terms of geometry, in terms of the ergonomic of the bike. They had past experience with the YZR M1, which was always smooth in the cornering. So knowing that the R1 now is like the M1 from, let's say, 2018, 2017, I think more or less it's the same spec. I think it's pretty much they just straight up used the technology from 6 years ago, from the prototype bike of the MotoGP one to this R1 bike, and it worked beautifully. It worked beautifully. Like Nico Canepa said in an interview with the Motorsport about the Super Concession chassis, the engine was never the problem for the Yamaha. It was never the problem. It was the chassis. It proved right. Now I'm really looking forward to see the next rounds, whether or not Loka can keep up with this trend. I really hope he can, but time will tell. As mentioned earlier, technical failure, mechanical failure, whatever you want to call it, the Bulega exhibition got stopped because of it. It's not really impossible for him to make another hat-trick in this Dutch round, already winning in race 1 in absolute dominating fashion, 7.8 seconds by the finish line ahead of Locatelli. Actually, in race 2, Nico was already having like almost a 3 seconds gap, when suddenly on the main straight, on the back straight, after the last corner, he got no power. He was like jumping around. He was just, you can almost feel the agitation in Nico just purely by seeing him on camera. It was like, it was devastating. I mean, I'm a Ducati fan. Surely I want to see a Ducati winning, but it wasn't meant to be for Nico today. Technical failure, 2 races in a row, 2 back-to-back retirements due to mechanical failure. Not Nico's mistake. Ducati, they really need to fix this one. But also, one of the positive note from this Dutch round for Nico Bulega is that once again he proved to everyone that it is him who made the difference. Yet again, it is Bulega who made the difference. We can see in the top 10, yes, there are many Ducatis, but they can't do what Bulega did. Bulega destroyed the competition in race 1. Not even a single other Ducati can get close to him. Nothing. Not Scott. Scott was starting all the way in P16, if I'm not mistaken. Danilo, yes, he did finish on the podium in race 1, but what did he do in Superbike Race in race 2? Nothing. Andrea Nunez as well, a retirement in race 1 and then a mere P9 in race 2. Not even Alvaro can keep up with Nicolo. It is again, Nicolo just proved himself time to time again that it is him who made the difference. Not just purely because the bike, like every other fandom says, that Nico just won because he got the best bike. No, it is a man and machine, and Nico got the best of it. So this has been a question that I myself am asking. I think I already started to ask this like at the beginning of last season. Like genuinely, who's the fittest to replace Alvaro? Let's face it, by November this year, Alvaro Bautista will already be 41 years of age. 41. We do know that WorldSBK isn't quite like MotoGP where age is something so crucial, you know. MotoGP nowadays just it aims for young riders, even teenagers. Like Pedro Acosta last year, he was still 19. He was 20 by May last year. He was still 19 when he debuted in MotoGP. Also Femin Aldeguer this season, riding the Gresini Ducati. He just turned 20 a few days ago. He was still 19 when the season started. But WorldSBK, as we know, it doesn't quite work like that. It's almost like F1. I mean, well, F1 nowadays is like MotoGP as well, aiming for just young talents. But F1 back in the past, it was like just you're a rookie when you're already 24, 25, not early 20, let alone teenagers. Alvaro being 41 by November this year, meaning that next year he will be spending the rest of the whole season if he continues. This is a scenario. If he continues, he will spend the whole season, the whole next season, age 41. And we do have a few riders who are still able to clinch a championship age 41, like Max Biaggi, Well, not a few, just Max Biaggi to be exact. But can Alvaro still do it? I think he's already washed a little bit because of the bike as well, because of the new regulation. He kind of sucked at this new regulation. He can't really jolt in with the weight distribution and all that jazz. Due to all of that, one question arises: who will replace him? And in my opinion, Danilo Petrucci has proven himself a worthy Bautista replacement. He was being the best independent Ducati for the past 2 seasons in a row now. He nearly beat Axel Bassani in his rookie season, just by a few points that he lost to Bassani. But last year he absolutely dominated in terms of the Independent Riders Championship. So in my opinion, it wasn't Andrea Iannone who was going to replace Alvaro if he really decides to retire at the end of the season. It's going to be Danilo, and I'm pretty sure Ducati will make a very controversial move. I think by promoting Nico Bulega directly to the factory team was already controversial to begin with, but it pays off. It did pay off. But I'm not going to be surprised if Aruba.it Ducati, the factory Ducati team, will going to promote Jari Montella instead of Danilo Petrucci. I'm not going to surprise, because Aruba.it Ducati they have been making controversial decisions throughout the years. That they stayed with this exact same lineup from 2014 to 2016 with Chas Davis and Davide Giuliano, and in 2017, like out of nowhere, they welcome back Marco Melandri instead of like promoting the likes of Javi Forés or the other Ducati rider from the independent team, from the satellite team, if you will. And then Marco Melandri stayed there until the end of 2018, and then in 2019 Alvaro came, and then Alvaro quit after 1 season, and they welcomed Scott Redding for 20 and 21. So it's always been a controversial one from the factory Ducati. So I'm looking forward to what are you going to decide. I really hope that Danilo Petrucci will going to ride that factory Ducati for next season. Alvaro, you had your time, mate. You're already a double world champion in a dominant fashion too. I think it's time for you to step down and hand it over to the chance to someone else. And yeah, Danilo has proven himself a worthy replacement. As the other riders riding their bike, racing with each other, they're riding the bike. BMW riders, they're wrestling with the bike. They're not riding. You can see it for yourself from the camera. You can see that both Toprak and Mikey, they're wrestling the bike. The body movement, they can't really ride that M1000 as smooth as the other riders. Even the likes of the Bimota that Alex Lowe says that he still can't really find a comfortable front end. He's still riding smoothly. You can see it on the camera. But the BMW riders, out of the line, they kind of so difficult for them to turn in the bike when they exit the corner. I've lost count on how many times Toprak just went into the dirt, the small part of the dirt out of turn 4. It's just so difficult. I'm just taken aback to see the difference in performance that Toprak displayed 2 weeks ago, dominating the whole Portimao, the Portuguese round, getting a hat-trick, and now just a Superpole race win. But let's not forget that the Superpole race was held as a wet race. So in wet race, even the slowest bike can win. But in the dry race, where the true performance really showed up, Toprak only managed a P4 and P8, while Mikey a P9 and P17. BMW, what the fuck are you guys doing? I am genuinely agitated to see Toprak. It's like a torture. Just seeing him wrestling the bike is like a torture for me. Also, not to mention that next race will be Cremona, and Toprak never rode there. He missed the round last year due to the injury that he sustained all the way back in Magny-Cours. So it's going to be a new experience for him. Not only that he is not comfortable riding the M1000, he is going to readapt again to a new track. This is going to be the upcoming race. The upcoming WorldSBK race at Cremona will be a disaster one for Toprak, I believe. On the other side, I think to myself that Toprak is the kind of rider who quickly adapts. We see him winning on board the Yamaha on only his second season, and on the BMW in his first year. So yeah, looking forward for Cremona to see how BMW have sorted out the problem. So for both Honda and Bimota, it's as if they were trading places. So in race 1, the Honda managed a P5 and a P6, with Ike being the better Honda. Ike in P5 and then Shafi in P6. But then in race 2, Ike only managed a P7 and then Shafi a P12. Bimota, on the other hand, they flopped in race 1, double crash for the Bimota. The other one, Axel Bassani, couldn't continue the race, while Alex Loos, he did crash, but he remounted to finish in a respectable P11. But in race 2, it was their turn to finish P5 and P6. So it's such a roller coaster of a weekend for both Honda and Bimota, but this just shows that they really are improving. And this is such a lovely sight to see the Honda to be back fighting for the good position, for the top 5, as well as the Bimota. Had it not been for Axel Bassani's crash yesterday in race 1, it will have been at the very least a double top 5 finish for Axel, because yesterday he was running a P5 pace, even near the podium pace. This time Axel was supposed to be finishing on a P6 had it not been for Nicolo's mechanical failure, but still he stayed on the bike, finishing a respectable P5. I forgot to mention about Remy's brilliance in race 2, finishing in P3. He was briefly fighting for the lead even when Alvaro was still leading the race, and then Remy was at one point leading the race for a few corners, but then he dropped, and then before Nicolo's mechanical failure, Remy was running in P4. It was his best results yet. It was like a disastrous start of the season for Remy. He was beaten every time he crosses the finish line. He was beaten by his teammate Domi Agata. But this time he outraced Domi. Domi on the finish in a mere P10, while Remy on the podium in P3. I forgot to mention him while I was talking about Yamaha's wizardry alongside Locatelli. Also, I actually don't want to really talk about this, but kudos to Sam Loos. He managed to stay on the bike this time. When he snatched the pole position, I was thinking to myself, okay, on which corner and in which lap will he crash? He is the crash king. I don't know what Marc Vidies was thinking when they re-signed him. I think it was like in the middle of last season when they extend his contract. Even the comment section went wild back then. They were saying, "Oh, Marc Vidies really love to spend some money fixing some destroyed bike," and that's just how often and how frequent Sam Loos crashes. But this time he stayed on the bike. Yesterday he was a bit unfortunate. He was taken out by Alvaro on lap, I don't really remember on which lap. Today he stayed on the bike. Also he finished in a respectable P2 in Superbike race, fighting Alvaro and beating him fair and square. And he started in P2 today in race 2 and finished in a respectable P4. Kudos to Sam, but no guarantee that he will continue this trend for the next races. So I think that's all that I can talk for today. Again, I'm really happy for Andrea Locatelli winning his first ever WorldSBK race. I hope he can continue this trend. And yeah, Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and let's have maybe a bit of a civilized discussion. Like and subscribe for more, and until we meet again,